Jai. Krishna. So, try to stay focused on Krishna. I noticed, chanting japa, and I'm thinking, I have to do this today, I have to do that today, and this one, and that one, and the other thing. So, in between rounds, let's try to stay focused on Krishna. And I'm reading a verse or two from Bhagavad Gita. Bring the mind back to Krishna. So, this is chapter 2, Bhagavad Gita as it is. His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And Krishna is explaining to Arjuna the nature of the soul as different from the body. This is text 28. Avyakta-dīni bhūtāni vyakta-madhyāni Bharata avyakta-nidhanāny tatra paridevanā. Krishna says all created beings are unmanifested in their beginning, manifest in the interim state, and unmanifest again when they are annihilated. So what need is there for lamentation? So this is created beings. The soul is never created. Krishna was just explaining that. It has no beginning, no end, is eternal. But the forms that we see are created, and the soul is transmigrating from one form to another as long as they identify with material enjoyment. Try to enjoy the material energy, then they get a material body so they can enjoy the material energy and suffer. So the created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their interim state, and unmanifest again when annihilated. That's the body. So what need is there for lamentation? Death is certain. For one, Krishna just explained, for one's taken his birth, death is certain. And for one who has died, he's going to take birth again. That's certain. So discharge your duty. And then he again states basically the same thing. The created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their interim state, and unmanifest again. So what need is there for lamentation? Prabhupada's purport. Accepting that there are two classes of philosophers, one believing in the existence of the soul, and the other not believing, and the other not believing in the existence of the soul, there's no cause for lamentation in either case. So, they believe in the existence of the soul, and they understand it's different from the body. It practically, and it is invisible because it's not, can't be seen by material eyes or in any material way because it's not material. It's unchanging, it's eternal, it's never born, it never dies, but it's traveling according to the desires that that soul has, what they want. What you want is what you get. You have to be careful what you ask for. So if a class of philosophers understands that, then there's no need to lament for the body. But even, as Krishna was saying, even if you believe there is no soul, still, everyone dies anyway. So why lament over a bag of chemicals, as Prabhupada says? Prabhupada continues, non-believers in the existence of the soul are called atheists by the followers of Vedic wisdom. Yet, even if for argument's sake we accept the atheistic theory, there is still no cause for lamentation. Apart from the separate existence of the soul, the material elements remain unmanifested before creation. From this subtle state of unmanifestation comes manifestation, just as from ether, air is generated, from air, fire is generated, from fire, water is generated, and from water, earth becomes manifested. This is discussed in great detail in the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second canto, right around there at the beginning. So, apart from separate existence, the material elements remain unmanifested before creation. I'm talking about the big creation. From the subtle state of unmanifestation comes manifestation. Yeah, when the body dies, it's the gross elements that are disassembled, but the mind and the intelligence and the false ego are still there covering the soul. And that's what takes the soul to the next gross form. So, Prabhupada's comparing this to the creation of the entire material situation. Is from ether, air is generated. From air, fire is generated. From fire, water is generated. And from water, earth becomes manifested. So all those things exist in an unmanifested state, a subtle form, and they become manifested according to the desire of the Lord. From the earth, many varieties of manifestation take place. Take, for example, a big skyscraper manifested from the earth. When it's dismantled, the manifestation becomes again unmanifested and remains as atoms in the ultimate stage. The law of conservation of energy remains, but in course of time things are manifested and unmanifested. That's the difference. So I think in physics also there's some law or that they recognize that energy is never created or destroyed, it's simply transformed. So in the ultimate sense, you could say it's never really destroyed because it remains simply in an unmanifested state, a subtle state. So energy is never created or destroyed, it's simply transformed. So in an ultimate understanding, it could be seen like that. The material elements are never created or destroyed. They rest in a subtle state, and they become manifest and unmanifest at different times according to the desire of the Lord. The creation of the forms is done by the first living entity in the universe, Lord Brahma, and he uses these building blocks of material elements to create the different forms. But simply those elements and energies, they're never created or destroyed, they're eternal. They're just sometimes unmanifest. They're resting in the subtle energy of the Lord. I think I've got that right. At this point it makes sense. Then, what causes there for lamentation, either in the stage of manifestation or unmanifestation? Somehow or other, this is Prabhupada, even in the unmanifested stage, nothing's lost. They're just not manifest. Both at the beginning and at the end, all elements remain unmanifested. and only in the middle are they manifested, and this does not make any real material difference. And if we accept the Vedic conclusion as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, antavanta ime deha, that these material bodies are perishable in due course of time, nityasyokta saririna, but the soul is eternal, then we must remember always that the body is like a dress. Therefore, why lament the changing of a dress? The material body has no factual existence in relation to the eternal soul. It is something like a dream. In a dream, you may think of flying in the sky or sitting on a chariot as a king. But when we wake up, we can see we're neither in the sky nor seated on the chariot. The Vedic wisdom encourages self-realization on the basis of the non-existence of the material body. Therefore, in either case, whether one believes in the existence of the soul or does not believe in the existence of the soul, there's no cause for lamentation for loss of the body. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I need to continually hear this. I need to continually understand the actual situation. I need to hear this Bhagavad Gita. Not only every day, but all day. Hare Krishna.